all progress takes place outside the comfort zone. This is one of my favorite quotes by Michael Bobak because it reminds us that growth cannot occur without sometimes stepping into the unknown. At Fast Tracks, you may feel like expanding into this new South Texas market is outside your comfort zone, but I assure you that after my SWOT analysis today, you will feel more confident about the different components of this expansion, and you'll feel better informed on how to use these different components of the SWOT analysis to your advantage to drive success in the new South Texas market. My name is Carmen Mott, and as the Chief Operating Officer of One Stop Wash Shop, I have years of experience in conducting research and SWOT analysis for companies such as yourselves looking to expand. Today, during this presentation, we will first take a look at Fast Track's strengths, and then we will take a look at Fast Track's weaknesses. This will be followed by analysis of Fast Track's opportunities, and then the threats in the market. We will conclude with a summary of all these components, as well as how they can be leveraged in Fast Track's favor. First, let's review Fast Track's strengths. One of their biggest strengths is their established business model. The biggest attraction for a convenience store is their convenience. This is something that standalone car wash competitors can't offer, is the multiple product offerings of a convenience store. And once Fast Tracks takes this even a step further by offering gourmet coffee, a car wash, and a quick serve restaurant all in one location, in addition to fuel and your common convenience store items. And this really sets them apart from the competition. Another strength of Fast Tracks is their experience participating in industry best practices. One of the best examples of this is the importance that they place on their facilities, the cleanliness of their facilities, the appearance, the space. This is really important because this is where a lot of the other convenience stores fail. They fail to really place the importance on the cleanliness. But the cleanliness and appearance has a big effect on how long a customer will stay on the premises. If a building is clean and attractive, the customer will be more likely to spend more time there and spend more money there. And in addition to this, if the car wash is attractive, customer is more likely to buy a premium wash versus a basic wash because they want their car to look clean like the rest of the facility does. Now, these diverse product offerings, the savings program that they offer, their attractive facilities, all contribute to the resources that Fast Tracks has to execute their strategy effectively. And all of these are great strengths for Fast Tracks to succeed. Next, let's look at Fast Tracks' weaknesses. One of these is their reliance on regional vendors. Now that they've expanded into the South Texas market, it's a more vast area for them. This can be a disadvantage because supplier consolidation has a lot of advantages, and supplier consolidation is a lot harder when you're relying on regional vendors. The number of suppliers for a company has an inverse relationship with that company's buying power. So as the number of suppliers increases, a company's buying power decreases. They're probably not getting bulk purchase discounts with a bunch of suppliers like they would with a few general suppliers. In addition to this, supplier relationship management, which is becoming increasingly important today, becomes harder when there's a large number of suppliers. Companies can benefit from this supplier relationship management by collaborating with the vendors on things shown on the graph behind me, such as not only cost savings, but also innovation, growth, and risk reduction. Another weakness of Fast Tracks is the higher employee turnover and perhaps higher labor costs associated with convenience stores because they're generally an undesirable place to work. So in turn, Fast Tracks may have to either pay more to their employees, offer them benefits, offer them vacation, or they may have to suffer higher employee turnover, and also if the employees are unhappy, they're not going to be treating the customers the way that Fast Tracks will want them to be treated. Now that we've looked at the strengths and weaknesses, let's move on to the opportunities in this new South Texas market. One of the biggest opportunities is the minimal competition in the new cities, which allows for better brand visibility for Fast Tracks, as well as a more favorable position in the market. As we can see on the data behind me, I've analyzed a selection of some of the smaller South Texas cities, the number of convenience stores, and the percentage of those convenience stores that hire less than 10 employees. And as we can see, the majority of these convenience stores in these markets have less than 10 employees, which tells us that the competition is minimal and they're probably locally owned businesses, which is great because this allows Fast Tracks to be first to the market, which positions them for success. Another opportunity that complements the minimal competition is the increasing demand for car washes. Americans are driving more and there's lower gas prices right now, so these things are increasing demand in the car wash industry. There's an anticipated annual growth of 1.7% through 2021, and this in turn is going to help the convenience store growth as well. Now that we've looked at the opportunities, let's move on to the threats in the market. The biggest threat is the fact that Fast Tracks is new to the South Texas market. And although this can be a good thing, as I mentioned before, they're first to the market, there's also a downside because the consumers are unfamiliar with Fast Tracks brand. They're unfamiliar with what Fast Tracks stands for. In addition to this, these smaller communities may be loyal to the locally owned businesses. They may be loyal to the entrepreneurs because they feel like they have a better sense of the community than a corporate company does. They don't know that Fast Tracks cares about the community just as much. So Fast Tracks can negate this by holding community activities to get their name out there and show the community what they stand for and that they're there to help them also. Another threat for Fast Tracks is the potential for future competition in these markets, not only from convenience stores, but also standalone professional car washes. Mainly because these professional car washes can offer a really popular conveyor style wash that the convenience stores cannot offer because of space restrictions. So this is something to consider, that there is a potential for future competition in the area. In conclusion, we have looked at the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats of Fast Tracks. And we can see on the graph behind me that there are these intersections of the different components of the SWOT. And these intersections is how Fast Tracks can use all of these components to their advantage. For example, they can use their established business model, which is one of their strengths, to exploit their opportunity for increased revenue due to the minimal competition in the area. Another example is they can actually take their weakness of relying on regional vendors, and they can use this to actually use the threat of being new to South Texas in their favor. And what I mean by this is, one thing that regional vendors can do is you can customize your product offerings per region. So Fast Tracks can customize their product offering just for the South Texas region, and this may draw more consumers and attract more consumers in the South Texas market, and it will show them that Fast Tracks cares about what they want to see in a store, what they want to buy. It's targeted specifically to them, so this could be beneficial. So to summarize, although there are uncertainties in this expansion, even the threats, even the weaknesses can be used, can be leveraged in Fast Tracks' favor. And One Stop Wash Shop is committed to help Fast Tracks overcome these barriers and to achieve success and to achieve at least a 10% share of the car wash market. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to my presentation today.